Yo, what is up? The mic is too loud. I've been trying to tweak the volume because I had some people complain that it was too quiet in older videos. So I decided to jack it up, and now it's going way too loud. But let me turn it down a little bit more because it's still peaking quite a bit. I know the input isn't peaking, but the output is, and I don't want to blow any eardrums off. But today we're gonna be drawing some more pages of the comic. I've been on the grind, so to speak, of comic art drawing, and I've set up a very redneck setup here to draw. So I got the video, I got the footage, the webcam. I've got it flipped and reversed to show this correctly, how I am looking at it. I'm right-handed. Even though this is how you're supposed to write with your right hand, I write like this, which is apparently how people do it with their left hand. I've just always done it. I don't know why. Me as a kid, I was presented the option, you can either hold it like this, or you can hold it like this. Which hand do you want to hold it in? And I chose right. I chose right, but I want to hold it like a left-handed person. So I don't know. Maybe that's a bad strategy, and maybe, you know, in the long haul it'll cause some problems. But you know what? It's gotten me this far, so far. But I wanted to show you the drawing that you see right now is from an earlier page, and that was done earlier this morning. This is the final product of that scene, which you can see turned out a lot better. The hand, I really didn't get the hand proportion right because in the pencil drawing, I was like, it looks way too small. But I can always just blow it up in digital and make it look right. And this is basically a mirror to her father's pose like this, because there's a scene in Little Miss Steel 1 where Night Vision throws some grapples to try and tie her legs from her running out of the house. Basically he misses, but in this shot she's throwing the moon disc, the crescent-shaped disc that fly around. Also, in case anyone's wondering what the music is, it's in the top right corner. It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe soundtrack. So I just got the OST playlist pulled up. Fantastic game. I've been playing it a lot. Even though the game is basically 10 years old. I'm still playing it because it's the definitive Mario Kart experience, and I love Mario Kart. But today we're gonna be drawing page 19, which is part of the fight scene, the initial fight scene between Little Miss Steel and Stonehold. Now, I've been advertising Stonehold quite a bit. He is a fun villain. He is not very deep, not very methodical. He's just a big bruiser. And he's a good challenge for Little Miss Steel, who's just starting her heroic career. So I'm going with him. Butterbane, what are you doing, Butterbane? Butterbean is my dog, if you don't know. Get out from there, Butterbane. Get out from there. But without further ado, I've got the notes for the drawing because I'm doing like a director sheet of pages, different angles of the shot, how the page is constructed and whatnot, and even the dialogue to go along with it. My brother just dropped something. Oh, you might have heard that. But yeah, let's see. Ultra wide shot of V getting smushed by mud and rocks. All right. So the page is basically going to be constructed like this. And this is not going to be a perfect straight line. Let me use this this envelope. Wipe it off a little bit. And go from here. Like so. Alright. That'll work. Alright. So, ultra wide shot of V getting smushed. An ultra wide shot, like, these things mean different things to other people. But as for me, it means something like this. Like, something like this. The question is, do I want to do it diagonally or do I want to do it horizontally? I think I want to do it like this. This right here. And then there's going to be 3 split close-ups. And they're going to be small. So something like this. Right? And then trying to get it to be evenly in thirds. Not quite even, but close enough. So that's that. So that's going to be page layout. I'm going to... Let me see if I can straighten this up a little bit. There we go. Yeah. That should be good right there. And please let me know. Let me actually open up the chat. Let me open them to chat so I could see it. I forgot to open that whenever we started. Sign in to chat. Oh, come on, man. Man, I gotta do the password too. Come on. Oh, that's the wrong password. Gah! Ah, freaking 2-step authentication, man. I hate that we live in the digital age where it's so bad of people hacking into your account that you have to go through like 12 hoops just to freaking get in here, man. It's so annoying. No, I don't want to do anything. I just want to enter the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Finally. Okay. So, getting smushed by mud and rocks. So I think I want to do something like this. The mud coming from up here, like that sort of. And maybe I go a little bit higher with it. Butterbane! Quit your barking! She's ferocious, isn't she? She's super ferocious. I know, you guys are scared just listening to her. But yeah, so I'll do something like this. And then V's hair. V's hair goes in 3 perfect little things here. And then it also has like a white portion. What is she barking at? What's she barking at? Alright, and then I do... Yeah, so like her mask is right here. Eyebrow, looking a little concerned. This is, the reason why I wanted to stream today was because I've been saying a lot on Twitter. If you follow me on there, God help you. But if you follow me on there, you'll see that I often complain about Comicsgate. Mainly because people, like, they love to complain, but it seems like all their stuff just gets delayed. And look, I'm not gonna make myself a hate channel, but I'm mainly talking about Ethan Van Sciver, which I will do a review of Cyberfrog sometime soon. I do want to do a review of Cyberfrog because, you know, a lot of people will say like, oh, Cyberfrog is better than anything that the Rippaverse put out, and I'm not against that. And it might even be true. I'm totally not against that at all. But the idea, you know, that this comic Cyberfrog is being delayed, and it's been delayed for a while. It's been delayed for like, what is it, well over a year at this point? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on anything I'm saying. But it's like the comic's been delayed, and people are wondering when's the 3rd installment. And I can tell you why it's delayed. Because he streams every week. Multiple times per week about Eric July, about the Rippaverse. And I'm like, just, look, you cannot like the dude. That's totally fine. I'm not saying you can't like him. I'm not saying you can't hate him. I'm kind of in the middle ground when it comes to the Rippaverse media. I'm like, yeah, there's some good stuff, but there's some pretty bad stuff too. I'm pretty open-minded about stuff, but you can't be a comic creator and spend the majority of your time streaming about hating stuff, and that goes beyond just the Rippaverse. All right, so that's a pretty good basis for the shot. I'll fix up any kind of, you know, messes up or anything like that. I'll try and fix that small mistakes in the digital. The next one is going to be an upward angle shot, so I have to do like sort of, here's where the head's going to be. The head of Stonehold. And because of the angle of the shot, it's going to be sort of like this. It's going to be like that. The shadow is going to be like, you know, the shading is going to be like that. I don't do a whole lot of shading in this stage of the art, but it is kind of good for the direction. That's his mouth being open right there. So yeah, so this is Stonehold, and let me actually pull up a picture of Stonehold. Character arts. There we go. Alright, let me do this. Alright. So that is what I'm drawing. Alright, so he needs to be a little crack like that. The rock doesn't have to be the perfect shape because he is ultimately a shapeshifter. But I do like to keep it fairly consistent. All right. So then, bop, bop. But yeah, but that's why I started streaming today. That's why I wanted to stream today, because I've been saying, like, you need to, if you're going to stream as a comic influencer or streamer, whatever you want to call it, you should be streaming the creation of your comic. Obviously, I'm not going to do a whole lot because I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil what's in the comic. I want it to be a surprise. But I think as a comic streamer, or someone who streams about comics, you should primarily be streaming about your art, your comic. Your videos should either be talking about your comic, maybe some of your inspirations for it, or uplifting other comic creators. And I think if Van Sciver did that, if he did promotion for other creators more than he did hate, I don't think I would mind it as much. But as it is, like, the man just, like, spends all of his time talking about people he doesn't like. And I'm like, yeah, there's a place for that. We should talk about things we don't like, and we should explain why they're bad for the industry, blah, 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 if we truly feel like it. If we've got some evidence to kind of back up those claims, right? But at some point, doing that more than actually working on your own works becomes sort of just counterproductive. It just, you know, at some point it becomes less valuable to stream, because you can always say, like, oh, well, my stream, the point of my stream is to get eyes on the comic. And yeah, sure, that's totally true. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting eyes on my comic by streaming. But if your advertising outweighs your work on the actual comic itself, what's the point in advertising? Because what you're advertising is not being it's not being efficiently worked on enough, you know? You're spending more time advertising than you are actually making the product, and I think there's a certain level where that becomes just very bad. It's bad for the fans who can't wait to find out more. It's bad for the customers who are, you know, complaining about why this is taking so long to come out. And for any Van Sciver fans, you can totally be Van Sciver fans. I am not against you whatsoever. And I'm going to read Cyberfrog myself. You can like what you like. You can like Van Sciver, you can hate the Rippaverse. Or you can like the Rippaverse, or you can hate Van Sciver. It's totally fine. It's up to you to decide what you do and don't like. Alright, so that's a pretty good start, I think. And the background is like, I'm not going to bother drawing the background because I'm going to assemble that with pre-made assets to make the background, basically. You'll see what I mean whenever I get in there. You'll see exactly what I mean whenever I actually get into the digital part of this. But besides that, there's a few more things I need to draw. I'll go ahead and close out Stonehold here. I'm going to draw a little hole where his neck is. Believe it or not, Stonehold does have a neck. It's like a hole in his rock chest for the mud to stick out and attach the head to the body. Because how Stonehold works is he's not actually mud. He looks like mud and rock, but he's really not. The mud is an adhesive that his head secretes. And if his head attaches to a rock, he can now control that rock. And if he keeps spreading adhesive through that rock, he can attach that to more rocks. And that's sort of how he works. He builds himself with adhesive that he can just squirt on demand. Of course, there's a limited amount of what he can do, but clearly he's able to generate a lot of it. But the idea is that, like, he's basically an alien. He's just an alien rock monster. But the last things I need to draw are some close-ups of V's shut eye, clenched fist, and gasping open mouth. So here's the mask. Have the eye squinted shut. The rest of the mask. Ugh. And then her hair up here kind of comes down. Actually, it goes farther beyond that point. I might as well just do this. There we go. Show her her eyebrow looking a little worried. Thank you, Shy Guys, but I think I will skip. This is one of the best songs in the game. It is such a chill song. I love it. But yeah, and then Clenched Fist. I've got an artwork where she has her fist clenched already. I'm just gonna reuse that. That's the thing with doing comics by yourself, and especially when you already have like a full-time job and other commitments. Is you gotta be smart about reusing stuff. And I know some people will hear that and go like, oh, reusing, it's cheap, it's lame. It's a necessity. And every comic artist you see does it. I hate to be the burden of bad news, but every single comic artist you follow does it. So yeah, so Clenched Fist, I'll just fill that in. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good right there. And then the other one's the open mouth. So I need to draw the mouth a little bigger than that. Teeth. Some more teeth. Tongue. And then the sides of the mask here. The chin. The nose. The neck. Oh, this song is a jam. Alright, so yeah, I think that shot is done. So what I like to do, and this is how I get from place to place, I take my phone, which has the Mandalorian, take my camera, position it over it, and take a picture. You have a new friend suggestion on Snapchat. Thank you. Okay. So I will take a picture of it, and I'll go to Discord on my phone. Used to I emailed myself, but now I just Discord message myself. Because I have two different Discord accounts. Long ago, I kept my YouTube account and comic account separate. Because I kind of had the idea of trying to start the comic stuff without any of my prior stuff, like my YouTube and everything. I wanted to be independent of that. Oh, excuse me. That's the green screen if you're curious what the noise is. I'm setting up my webcam and stuff right now. I'm putting it where it needs to be. Ow! I got too much junk on my tableau. That's to say table. Alright. Okay, I'm going to move that there. Move this here. And then let's change the scene to big screen. Okay, I need to change the display capture. Other monitor. Okay. Big cam. Turn the cam off. Go to big screen. Turn the image off. Turn the camera on. There we go. Alright. I'm back in the Little Miss Steel night dungeon. I am here. I've got better lighting as well. I put the light up over there so that I could have better lighting than what I've got. So it's a little bit better. Okay. So I'm just going to open up page 16. This is another funny one. Just going to start deleting everything. In fact, I'm going to delete those 2 layers. And then just make new ones if I need it. I can even delete that. Background. You can see what I did for the background for this. I just did a quick digital thing. It's kind of funny when you look at it like this. That's kind of funny. Let me see if I can tweak the filter. The chroma key filter. Alright, that looks a little bit better. Oh! My hair is fading! My hair is fading into oblivion. This stuff look crazy to you right now? Okay. I'm gonna be honest, the chroma key in OBS is pretty bad. I've never been a fan of this. Okay, this is gonna have to do. This is just gonna have to do. I'm sorry. All right, let's get going. So let me actually do this real quick before I pull up Discord on my stream. Let me go to a different thing and copy the image and go from there, as well as this. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Bop. Okay, I'm just gonna start chopping off the stuff I don't need. Okay. Pretty good. Let's set up the borders. The first thing I do is always set up the borders. Alright. So it's 2,000. 2,000 divided by 3 is not going to be an even number. But I can... Let's see. If I do 750 on the sides and then 500 in the middle, that will be equal to 2,000. Alright, so 750 plus 500 would be 1,250. So there you go. The mouth and the eyes get extra space because they're wider than, you know, just seeing the fist down there. But yeah, okay, so this is another layer that I don't really need at the moment, but I probably will. So let's go ahead and get started with the mud here. We'll make this a... we'll go 35 on it. And honestly, I might just go free balling with the brush tool. Alright, we'll cut it there. just for the outer side of it. Yurt. All right. It looks a little less rigid, a less sharp, but it's kind of, I mean, it's supposed to, because it's mud. It's not sharp. But yeah, let's get the hair. Mario Kart music, man, it's so good. But yeah, I feel like the whole indie comics movement is just severely hurt by all the infighting. I think this is what I would love if I got on Twitter one day and I saw this post from EVS and a whole lot of other people that like make hating him, not EVS, but like hating the Rippaverse, their personality on the internet. This is what I would love to see when I open my Twitter feed. Greetings, all you all caps comics fans. I would like to say that going forward, I am going to be doing more art streams and limiting myself to only one hate stream per month. And if I have to, once every 2 weeks. Thank you for understanding. My all caps legends. I'm sure he doesn't call them that. But that's the idea, you know. I want people, instead of just spending all their time talking about what they hate, to start moving on and start talking about what they like. And I'm guilty of it too. I talk relentlessly about, you know, how bad Star Wars is, because I used to love Star Wars, but now it's been taken from me. It's no longer meant for me anymore. They don't make it for fans like me anymore. They make it for the how do I put this in a nice way? I don't know how to put it in a nice way, so I'm just not going to say it. But they just don't make it for me anymore, okay? It's not for me. But yeah, okay, so that's a pretty solid start. That's a pretty solid start right there for the outer lines. I'm going to have to definitely shrink it down for this. I think 20 will be good for this. I just love the jazz, man. I've come around on jazz. I used to be like, jazz is kind of boring, but now I'm like, yeah, man, give me jazz. I love when metal bands tweak with jazz. There's a band called Shrezzers, which, yes, I know the joke, but they have saxophone. They have a saxophonist in the band. And it's truly an incredible and unique sound. And I think they're Middle Eastern too, which is like such a strange combination. Middle Eastern metal band uses saxophone. It's like it's some of the it almost feels like you just took like a random character generator and assigned it to a band, and that's how it came about. That's how it feels. But it works somehow. It's perfect. It's amazing. Yeah, this is looking pretty good so far. I really want, what I'm kind of thinking about now is like, I have an idea, talking about music, I have an idea for like a Little Miss Steele theme. Not a theme song in the sense that like it has lyrics or anything like that. I wouldn't do that. especially not right now. But I have an idea for a musical theme, like a sort of, you know, sort of rock slash orchestral kind of mix. And I've got it in my head of like how I want to do it, but I have no way to do it because I don't have any instrumental music talent. And I'm thinking about like trying to look into MIDIs. I'm looking into MIDIs to try and just make one. I'm definitely not going to use AI because I believe in the artist. And I believe as humanity we need to preserve art for the artist, for the humans, and not for the machines. So if you have any kind of like recommendation on something that's fairly simple to get started using and is preferably free, that would be awesome. This is coming together pretty good. Yeah, this is coming together pretty good. The thing about Stonehold is that it's very angular, so you really can just use the line tool for the vast majority of his artwork. Yup. Yup. Looks pretty good so far. Let's save this. Page 19. Excellent, excellent. The music is so good, man. They cooked impossibly hard. Oh. Alright. Let's do the tip of the finger and then voila! Hand is done. Okay. I like to give a little curve to the to the ends of them, or the mud part of them, because it's like, unlike the rocks, it's moldable, right? So it should have a little bit of a bounce to it, if that makes sense. Yup. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And what's gonna sell the fact that this is an upward angle shot is the shading. The shading is really what's going to make it look like it's coming from above. This song right here, Bowser's Castle, is what I mentally play in my head every time I'm working on this fight scene. It has like the kind of perfect musical tone for the type of fighting that's going on here. It's very rough, it's very dirty. But also very fun. So yeah, so a little bit more. Need to draw this here. Let me kind of match it up here. Yeah, there we go. I guess I could just do all this. Let me see if I can do this in one line. But yeah, this is how I do almost all of my art. Is starting off with a physical pencil drawing, and then going from there in digital and just kind of tracing over it with the line tool, so it gives it that sharpness. And a lot of people, whenever they see my art, their go-to, I've noticed, their go-to compliment is that the lines are so sharp. The line art is so sharp. And it's because I do this. It's because I do this. Because I draw it first. And sometimes I'll use a reference, sometimes I won't. Sometimes when it's like a difficult pose, like I kind of have to use a reference. But, and there's no shame in that. There's no shame in using a reference if you're having a hard time with a pose. Find someone on the internet doing it. Chances are there's someone who's already done it. Alright. Bop. I think I'll probably change the position of her mouth and nose. And I think I'm just gonna go with this. No, phone, you will not distract me. I did go a little bit off. But that's what's the cool part about the line tool. You can just come in here and just bridge it from piece to piece. It's so nice. It's so nice. I'm so glad I gave digital art a try all those years ago, because it has been very fulfilling. It's very fulfilling for me to draw. It feels great. It feels great. I wonder if I should just make the white hair come down like this. Yeah, okay. But that'll work though. That's the eye, the mask up there. Moo Moo Meadows. I think I will go ahead and just finish this down here. Yeah. If I make faces while I draw, it's because I literally subconsciously make the faces of the characters I'm drawing. I know a lot of people do that. I definitely do that. I probably look like a crazy person. Yep. She's like, ah, the mud, it's entering my mouth. Ah. Yep. And then do this. Yup. And then come around here and kind of thin it out as it comes to the other side. And there we go. I'll go ahead and do the eye as well. Yeah, it was 11. I think I'll go with 15 for this though. Yurt. There we go. Nope. Bop. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so now save again. Let's work our way up. We went from the top to the bottom. Bottom to top I stop. From the core and forgotten. In the middle of my thoughts. Taken far from my safety. The picture's there. The memory won't escape me. But why should I care? It's a Linkin Park bar. But we started from the top and worked our way down, so now I'm gonna work from the bottom and work my way up. There we go. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. I'm starting to sweat a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. The light generates a lot of heat for it to just be a desk lamp. I've had that desk lamp for years. Alright. Bop. Trying to make it even. Cheap beach. Okay, okay. go here. So I don't know if many people kept up with the story after it left the mainstream meme news, but the Willy Wonka or the Willy's Chocolate Experience disaster in Glasgow, where it was like a guy scammed a bunch of people who thought it was going to be a Willy Wonka's chocolate event, but it was like Willy Wonka at home, and all the promotional material used AI. It was one of I think it's probably one of the earliest scams using AI to create like the promotional images and stuff like that. Because not a single picture, poster, anything was made by man. All of it was just made by AI. The guy hired a couple of like local actors, and had them play the parts of the characters and stuff. And there was one of them that is now known on the internet as the Scottish Oompa Loompa. And whenever this whole story broke, I was like, this is funny, but I do feel really bad for the poor actors who were just trying to do their job and ended up unfortunately being part of a scam. So I followed the Scottish Oompa Loompa, and apparently they have full on made a musical out of the disaster. They have made an actual stage play musical out of the Willy's Chocolate Experience disaster. Like that is the best ending ever. That is the best ending ever. Because it's like not only, you know, have you become kind of world famous because of a meme, but now you're actually like, you're making a profit off of it. Because now you've helped create a real musical. The actors who are trying to start their careers have genuinely started their careers. Because they've put on a show out of it. And the guy who started the whole scam, I don't think he's getting paid anything. It's a perfect ending, man. It's a perfect ending. It's great. But yeah. But apparently she's a fire... What do they call the people who eat fire? I saw her doing that. That was cool. The picture of her as the Oompa Loompa did her dirty, though. I'll admit, it's not a flattering picture at all. It was pretty bad. Nah, I need to do it like this. Maybe like this. Okay. I'm trying to enlarge the underside for the lower perspective thing. Okay. There we go. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me open up the last page. Let me just open up the Stonehold artwork. I'll just redo this a little bit. There we go. So it's supposed to be like... It's supposed to be here, basically. That's what it looks like. Yeah, that does look significantly better. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, let's get this. Crank it up to 15. What if let me see what I got as far as Little Miss Steel's fist to go. Would this work? I think this will work. Taking a quick detour real quick. Let's just put this on outer. Doing something like this. Slightly lower resolution by doing it like this, but it's not going to matter when it's done. You'll see why. Because I'm just going to put a whole brown filter over all these 3 shots. Because she's submerged in the mud. Quote unquote mud. Alright. Do I have one where her hand is just open? No, not really. Nah, it's... I'll just draw the hand. I'll just draw the hand again. Because I'm trying to do things like that where it's like, you know, I could just copy and paste the hand. Because, you know, once you draw one hand, you've kind of drawn them all, unless they have specific differences, like if a character's wearing gloves or something. It's really not all that different from person to person. Alright. And now just give me this. Bop! Middle finger needs to be a little bit higher. I did not mean to select this. Oh. There we go. Needs to be a little bit higher. Ring finger can be down here. And then same thing with the other finger, which I will have to adjust this one, obviously. There we go. Oh, Yup. Yup. Looks pretty good. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good. Looks like a pretty good hand. Grasping out for help. Oh yeah, I forgot. Stonehold's eyes. Those horrible eyes. Anyone? Spider-Man 1? Spider-Man 1? Anyone? Alright. That's pretty good. Alright, that looks pretty good so far. I got one more that I gotta do. I'll put it on 13. That's a cool thing about shape-shifting characters. You can go a little loose. With some of the stuff. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. I think I'm just gonna go free brush again. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. There we go. All right. You love Waluigi pinball. You love to see it. Yeah. She's got a hole in her shoulder of her shirt right here. Actually, this is a little too high up. Needs to be like here. Yeah, that'll work. And then the sleeve ends here. And then her, there's a hole in where her stomach is. And you might be asking, why are there so many holes in her costume? Why is the costume designed that way? Well, the purpose of it is to show where she is using her steel skin power at all times. So basically, she can only do half of her body at a time with the steel skin. She can only steel up half of her body at a time because she has half of her mother's powers. And the trick with that is that she has to be smart in where she chooses to activate it for offensive and defensive purposes. All right, that is the line art. The line art is done. We get to coloring and shading. All right. This is where it gets pretty fun. This is where the fun begins, as Anakin would say. Ewan McGregor got a Hollywood star. I saw that recently. That was pretty cool. Good for him. Good for him. The gray and slightly darker gray, I just alternate it. I just alternated on him. Now, as for his stuff, I wish I saved just a big... and maybe I kind of do. Hold on. I think I saved a camo pattern. Yeah. So if I go in here and just make all the lighter color stuff this brown. This is taking a little while, but it's going to be worth it, probably. Oh, Lord. I might run it through the dent machine again. All right. All right, this is looking pretty good so far. Not too bad, not too bad. All right. All right, and now we get the dark brown. There's still quite a bit of green on this, man. I wonder if I just put a blur on it, if it'll look a little better. At the risk of putting you guys in an insane asylum, I will skip to the next song. Okay. What if I just do this real quick? Oh, that's too much. All right. And now I'm going to take the curves, RGB, turn off the red and blue, and just do the green. That's not going to work. Okay. Let's just put it in the dent machine. Let's just see what happens if I dent it. That's pretty good. Just skimming through it. I don't see much green. Except for right here. Darn you. I'm just kind of doing this all over just to get rid of the green that's left over. All right. I saw a tweet by someone who was like, who is Spider-Man's best love interest? And a lot of people, the majority of people, there was 4 options, and the majority of people said Gwen Stacy, and it was Spider-Verse Gwen Stacy. So not the, you know, like it was Spider-Gwen, not the typical Gwen Stacy. And a lot of people, I'm gonna save this as Mud. Pictures, assets, save. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm going to make a new layer underneath color. I'm just going to do this. By the way, the inspiration for how the mud looks is, I'll fully admit, ripped straight out of Mario Sunshine. It is ripped straight out of Mario Sunshine. Alright, so let me take this, select all layers, bop, invert it, and voila. And I'll do that one more time for the rest of Stonehold. His arm, his head, his legs. Alright, and then turn it off again, select all layers. Invert the selection, bop. And once again, it's limited to those areas. So now he is completely mudded up. Oh, I need to do it one more time. One more time for this up here. But yeah, if you ever played Mario Sunshine, look at the goop. And then like come back and look at this effect that I've got for Stonehold. And you'll see it's I literally took it from that game. It just looks so cool. It looks so mesmerizing. Alright, let's take V. Let's color her in. That's the wrong color, actually. And I've actually been giving her, I've been giving her steel skin a little bit more blue recently. Let me take this. It's got a bit more color to it this time. Oh. Alright. So what I'm going to do for this... completely remove it. That was really rigid though. I wonder if I could just do this. Tell you what if I just, what if I make a new layer? Brown. And I just go over it like this. And I do overlay. Okay, that looks pretty good. The only thing is I want the color to be solid. Yeah, that don't look bad. That don't look bad. Or, wait a minute, what if I just do this? Oh, it's still on overlay, isn't it? No, it's not actually. What if I just do this? Yeah, and then I make the background around her darker brown. Yeah, that'll work. And so for a shot like this, oh, I just realized I didn't finish the outer layer there. Okay. Back to the color. Oh, never mind, it's supposed to be that color. Once again, we've got the mask. It's alright, fix that. Perfect. That is what I wanted to achieve. Just all browned shot. And just, you know, get the idea that she's completely submerged in this stuff. But yeah, I think as far as coloring goes, I think I'm done with the coloring. So now we get to the shading. Now shading is where it's going to be crucial to sell the perspective. So Stonehold is above V. So I should be putting a lot more shading on the underside of his rocks than anything else on him. Yup. And I'll turn the color off because it's easier to color the stuff in. You just put it at 62%. And do it like that. Looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yup. So you get the idea. The shading is where everything is really going to matter on this. So I would go all out on making this look right. Mm-hmm. So far, so good. Gotta get his chin. He has a very pronounced chin. And speaking of Mario, Stonehold's head is... The inspiration for that is taken from Clef's from Paper Mario. Specifically Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which just got a remake, and whoo, what a remake it was. Fantastic. Fantastic remake. And that's kind of what his head shape is based off of. Is it one of the enemies in that game? Okay, yeah. But yeah, it looks like he's looking down. Now I do less shading effects when it comes to the comic art because time-wise, it just takes too long to be putting a ton of of detail in every single shot. It's something that I cannot afford to do with my time. But I think overall it still looks really good. So very proud of the way the comic looks overall. All right. A little bit more here. A little bit more here. We'll do some here. I forgot to draw his neck. There, that's his neck. Ah, it needs to be a little more over here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Just to differentiate it, I think I might... Let me try this. Alright, select as much as I can. I'm going to put a little gradient on this. I don't normally do soft shading, but I feel like just to get across... Oh, I'm in the wrong format. Just to separate it. Make this look darker. Yeah. I think that works. In fact, how would it look if I just did that for all of them? Select every single piece of his hand. Alright. And then just do this. That does look pretty menacing when I do it like that. It does look a little more menacing. Yeah, okay. Looks pretty good. Yeah, alright. Yeah. Okay. This is coming together pretty good. I'm actually really happy with this. Alright. Put some backlighting on her. Or back shading. We'll put a little highlight on her hair. Maybe I'll just do all this light. Yeah. Maybe I'll just do it that way. Nah. This is where I'll do the shading. I think this is the first Mario Kart game to use vocals as well in its music. I want to say that's right. There we go. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Oh yeah, I forgot. For Stonehold's mouth, I just tend to just draw like some more black like that. And I think that looks pretty good. Now, there's one more thing for Stonehold that I like to do for the shading layer is I like to do a little crack. Show a little more detail. And just copy and paste that around a few times. Flip it upside down so the pattern doesn't get too stale. Oops. I forgot about the way I was shading this, which thankfully it doesn't seem to be bothered up here. Okay, so I won't do it on here, but I'll keep that in mind. I won't do it on here because of the, well, you know what? I can do the triangle. I can do a triangle shape. What am I doing? I'm selecting everything except for the triangle. That'll work. Why isn't Captain Falcon just in Mario Kart? Honest question. He should just be in Mario Kart. They've put his car, the Blue Falcon, or ship, whatever it is. They put it in there in 2 Mario games. They've put 2 tracks with remixed music in the most recent game. Why is he not playable? Nintendo assassins watching this be like, he knows too much. Alright, that looks pretty good overall. Looks pretty good, pretty good. Alright, another thing I like to do for Stonehold is give him a little bit of glow to his eyes. So I'll make another layer called glow, which will just be, oh, excuse me, color, paste. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'll just go to the blur, Gaussian blur, turn it up to about 15 maybe. Yeah, that looks really good. That looks really, really good. For V's arm, the metal pieces, I do a sort of weird soft shading, which again, I don't do soft shading much, but when I do, it's for her, it's either for dramatic effect or it's for her steel skin. And you'll see the effect I pull off with it is that there's like, oh, that's right, I've already done the shading on this. Make a second shading there. 150. It's not as efficient, but it'll work. But yeah, you see, like, it kind of gives it a shining effect. Like a sheen, sparkle, sparkle. But that way, you look at this and you're like, ah, yes, that is V's hand for sure. There's no mistaking it. But yeah. Let's see. Okay, so for the background, let's close this, close this, close this. And close this. I'm going to open up this background. Turn off the pillars, turn off the glow. I think I might just take this. Flatten it. Grab it. Background. Stretch it out. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, it's fine. Select the border layer. Maximum percent. Get rid of anything below the border. And then for the stonehold angle, I'm going to have to do something different. I'm going to have to do... like this is... Let me take... Okay, let me take this. Shrink it. Okay, let's do it straight first. Let's do it straight first. I'm gonna cut it down the middle. Bear with me. This is gonna have this is gonna take some doing. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me skip the song. Okay. Oh. Alright. Let me turn back on the chat because I might have been missing stuff. And then I just copy. Once again, select the border on the highest selection percentage possible. Get rid of the extra pillar bleeding into there. And then now I think I can just take the floor and use it as the ceiling. Oh, let me make another layer. Yeah. This looks good, man. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, border, select, delete. Then take the wall one more time. Yeah. I'll include that little border wall thing. And we'll do this. I see what I gotta do. I see what I gotta do. Okay. Yep. And then put a line through it. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now that's all on the background color layer. And I can just delete it from back here. I'll keep it. It's not doing any harm. I'm going to make a dark layer. Doing something like this. Put more emphasis on Stonehold. Yeah, now we're talking, man. Turn it down a little bit so you can still see the pillar that goes to the ceiling. I do need to put the chandeliers in here, though. There we go. Then the lines. You'll see what I'm doing in a minute. It'll look good. Yep. It looks pretty good. Alright. So the only thing is, because those things are making light, I gotta make it make light. So how does this look? Oops. Oops. I say it looks kind of cool. First of all, die. Second of all, maximum selection. Die. Alright, man. I think that looks pretty cool. But how would it look totally dark? I say it actually looks cooler totally dark, except for the background. Yup. I like that a lot. Yeah, that looks pretty dire. That looks pretty dire right there. No docks. It's a Mario 64 reference. Alright, undo everything. Let's grab a smaller pillar in the background. Throw it in the background of this shot because why not? There we go. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I'll put it there, and then... There we go. That's nice. That's nice. That looks pretty good right there. Alright. I am pretty satisfied. I am pretty satisfied with this. I think I'm done. For now. I may tweak some stuff later on. Too high. There we go. I may tweak some stuff later on, but I feel pretty good about that. So, and the way I'm drawing V covered in mud, just completely brown, is inspired by the episode Teen Titans where spoiler alert for the Terra arc. Spoiler alert. Terra is fighting Raven, and they both get covered in mud, and their entire character is just brown, shades of brown. And I thought that looked really cool. And it's a simple way of showing the colors and stuff. But yeah, so this is kind of the idea here, is that at some point in the fight, Stonehold's like, yeah, I've had enough. Maybe I should put some shading on him. On, like, the top part of him. Also, I thought I skipped the music. I thought I pressed the button to skip the music. Yup. It's pretty good. Yep, that looks pretty good. I'll put some on his head too. Yeah. Yeah. That looks pretty good. I really like that. Yeah. Alright. It's like that, I can't remember what the guy's name is, but he's like he's the most popular sports commentator, ever. Black guy. I can't remember his name. I've never watched any sports commentary stuff, so I don't know the names, but he's like, whoa! Yeah! That's how I feel right now. Pretty good. All in all, that will do it for today's art stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the creation process from start to finish. And technically it's not start to finish, because the start would be when I'm writing the script for it, and I'm writing the camera angles and the stuff like that. But you guys don't need to see that. That part's boring. What's interesting is seeing the creative process. So once I actually start to put it to pencil and paper first, then bring it into digital and make it look like this. And to give you an idea, this is what we were working with before. Oh, sorry. This is what we were working with before. This is what it was. This is what it started off with whenever I got done with the pencils. And this is what we ended up with. Like, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I think it turned out really well. The angle looks good. The angle looks really good. The lighting looks really good. The peril is definitely on display. And because I've done the backgrounds, because I've already, like, I've made the background, like, all of this stuff is, like, pre-made. I did this in, like, you know, made several different, you know, parts of it to be, like, copy and pasted over. It saved me so much time drawing the background. Instead of just doing it over and over again every single time, I'm just taking aspects of this drawing and a few others from different angles and just using it throughout the fight. And it works. It gets the job done. It certainly saves time. So I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. And yeah. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to watch more of my streams, subscribe to get notified when I go live next. Of course, you can always get notifications for Little Miss Steel content. Any kind of, like, I guess I can take away the text and bubble layers. Any kind of updates on Little Miss Steel, or just if you want to see more of my art, follow my social medias with the Linktree link in my channel description. And yeah, stay tuned for more, because there's more stuff coming on the way. Till next time, have a good rest of your weekend. Peace out.